Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll look at how we can change the IP address as well as the DNS server IP on our Mac device. So the first thing we'll look at is how we can check the IP address we currently have configured on the device. By default, normally it should be using DHCP. So there's different ways you can look at the IP. You can, at the top here, you can click on the icon. Let's say if you're using Wi-Fi, you can click on the Wi-Fi icon and then go to Wi-Fi settings. It's listed here. You can click on the details and then the IP address should be listed here. It says IP address and then the router, which is the default gateway. So right now I have 192.168.1.248 for my Wi-Fi. Let me cancel this. Another way you can check your IP is by opening your settings. Now you can click on the Apple icon here and go to system settings, or you can also use this icon for system settings. Just click on it to open it. Once you have it open, just type in network, just search for network here and then click it, and all your networks should be listed. Here I have the Wi-Fi network and then I have the wired connection. Now if I needed to make changes, I have to go into the network connection. So let me minimize this. Another way to check is by using the terminal. So you can open your terminal, and then once you're in your terminal, you can use the command ifconfig, and it should list all the bunch of interfaces that are associated with your machine. Now this can be a lot of information depending on how many interfaces are showing, but most of them, as you can see, don't show an IPv4 address. But if I go towards the end, here is the IP address for my wired connection. I can just run a command to show just this information. I can do the same command, ifconfig. Then I can specify the interface name, which is EN7. Let me just clear this and rerun the command. This one will show me the information for just that interface, which is EN7, and this is my wired interface. And that's the IP 172.16.1.177. Now in order for us to change this IP, we'll have to go back to the settings. So let me minimize this and I'll open system settings here. Let's say I wanted to change the IP on my wired connection, which is the first one here. I just click on this. As you can see here, mine is using manual. By default, normally it's going to be using DHCP, but I had changed mine to manual or static, and this is the IP I gave it. Now it shows you the IP. It's going to show you the default gateway or the router. It's going to show you the subnet mask, DNS server as well. If you're using IPv6, it will be shown here. Now to change it, you have to click on details, and then you'll have to click on TCP IP, and then here is where you'll change it. So if you wanted to use DHCP, you can just click on that and select use DHCP. And with DHCP, you just get assigned a random IP by your DHCP server. If you want to configure a static IP, you have to use manual. That way you can configure a permanent IP for the device. So once you're here, you can just change this. Let's say I can change this to 178. And then I'll leave the router or the default gateway as is and the subnet mask as is. And then just click OK. And it's been updated. Now, if I wanted to change DNS server, I'll have to go back to details. I'll need to click on DNS. And in here, I can update. I can add another one, or I can just delete that one and add a new one. So let's add Google DNS server 8.8.8. I'll click OK. It's been updated here. And let's go ahead and minimize this. Now we can open the terminal to verify again. I'll run the command I ran earlier, ifconfig EN7, and the IP now is 172.16.1.178. Now to check it, to verify your DNS server IP and also to check whether it's working, you can use the command nslookup. So nslookup, let me just do clear. So the command is nslookup. Then here you have to put in the website, like a website name. So I'm going to google.com and it's showing me the DNS server is 8.8.8. The port is 53 for DNS. So I was able to resolve google.com to this IP right here using this DNS server. Okay, let's clear this. Now another command for checking DNS or for verifying DNS is dig. So this is dig, and then you put in your website, google.com, and this should query that, uses the DNS server to query that website or that address. So it sends out a query. So google.com was resolved to this IP. Again, it shows you your server IP right here, 8.8.8, and then the port 53 for DNS. So that's all for this video. That's how you can change your IP address as well as your DNS server IP on a Mac device. I hope this has been helpful. I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.